Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be giving you an update on my outside tiered worm bin. So I have one section down here and I have another section up here. I have relocated some of my worms from the garage, so both section, the lower and the upper section, now has worm in them. In this bin here I have mostly hatchlings and eggs. I have some larger worms, some adult worms in there, but the feeding that these worms got is actually finished compost. I do have a lot of finished compost in here, and this bin is always going to be fed finished compost. Of course, I have a bit of roughage on the top where I put some of the content from my finished compost that I sifted out, and the roughage I put in here, but for the most part it's just the little surface area that is the rough section. Everything else is finished compost, and that is what these guys are going to be fed. I don't think I'm going to need to feed this bin for maybe another 2 months, but we'll see. That depends on the rate at which they reproduce. Hopefully I will need to feed them again, because that would mean that they're reproducing at an exponential rate.
Oh, hi, Mommy. Hi.
Alright. So this bin, I'm going to be using the horizontal migration method to feed it, but I'm wondering if I needed to make this bin so big, because we only have 3 to 4 months that the worms can be outside. I don't know if they'll be reproducing that fast to fill it out, but as the worm population grow over the years, then I might need it eventually, maybe in the next 2 or so years. So in that case it's worth it, but for now I don't see that they are going to be filling out that bin. Okay, let's take you to the other bin, the upper bin. And this bin is called let me show you, a continuous flow through bin. This rope that you see here pulls a blade. Here is the blade. I made an imitation of a wrench, which is right here. I made an imitation of a wrench, which is right there, and that is the handle that you spin, and the rope pulls the blade and slices the compost that is on the bottom of the bin, and it will fall down into the section below. But because there's another worm bin below, then I will definitely have to put something there to catch the product as it falls. Now let's see what's going on with this bin. Let's see if they need some water. I know they definitely are not in need of any food. So this is it. Only this section is filled out so far. The material is 6 to 7 inches high, and my worms are all in here. Now the content of this bin is different from the one down below, in the sense that all the worms that I had indoors apart from the pound of worm that I keep in case of emergency. So the worms that I extracted from my raised bed over there last fall, I extracted the eggs that I saw in there because along with the soil, because I didn't want the eggs to be sitting there idly waiting for it to get warm in order for them to hatch. And so I extracted them and brought them in the house. They have matured and laid their own set of eggs, and they just kept on growing to the point where I had nearly 2 pounds of worms from that I would not have had until maybe now. They would just be hatchlings if I had waited. So those are the worms that are in here, in addition to, after sifting my castings, and when I'm left with eggs and juveniles or hatchlings, then I put the rough edge along with those eggs and hatchlings in here. So that is what I'm using to seed this bin, as it were. So let's see what's going on in there. Yes, I'm seeing some tiny worms, juveniles. There's a lot of hatchlings on this piece of paper, cardboard. It is very moist. I have this bin somewhat under a tree, so that will help it to keep in the moisture. As I mentioned, a lot of what is in here are juveniles or young hatchlings, so it's not easy to see them, but they are in there. I'm seeing some ants in here. During the process of separating the worms from the castings, I noticed that because I have the whole content on the ground, the ants were moving in. And so I have ants in practically all my bins that were harvested in the last couple of days. So now I'm going to have to put some cornmeal in here to control them, get rid of them, and increase the moisture content in here for a while. Now I'm just going to be covering this one up. It does not need any more moisture. As you can see, it is pretty moist, but there is nothing dripping out of it, which is how you want your bin to be. Okay, so I am just going to cover this up so that it will maintain the moisture and help to keep the worms cool, given that it is an outside bin, and also to prevent the seeds from the trees up above from falling in here, because those seeds are a nuisance. So there you have it. That is the tour of my bin. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. You can share it with your friends. Subscribe if you are new to my channel, and welcome. And don't forget to turn on your notification button for more videos like these. I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.